All right, there, Latin 1. Here we are, chapter 14. Who is to blame? Let's go over that glossary, okay? Let's see. This glossary actually goes for a bit, so I might end up needing to break it into two chunks. We shall see. So, conquiro, conquidora. Conquido, conquidora. You can tell it's a third. Also, it's basically cado, cadora, but with cum in front. When we put cum in front of cado, it turns to con, and then that turns to quido instead of cado. But it means to fall down. This is where coincide. A lot of people think coincidence and stuff like that, things that fall together. It could be, but the I gets shifted if so. The next one, cuncti, and then the feminine would be cunctai. This is a adjective that only exists in the plural. Cuncti, cunctai. Incolumis. Incolumis. This means unhurt or safe. Not incolumnis. Be careful. There's no N there. Okay. Next one, gaudeo, gaudere. Gaudeo, gaudere. So this is a second conjugation verb. It means to rejoice. Okay. Don't write it as to be glad. That makes it kind of tough to understand. But to rejoice. That's really the best way to go about it. I don't know of anything in English other than the word gaudy. Quod. Quod can mean because, but it can also mean that when you're dealing with words that have to do with feelings. I am glad that such and such. You could also say, though, I'm glad because such and such. Queso, quesare. That is a first. Queso, quesare. It's where we get the word cease from, cessation, stuff like that. It means to be idle. Okay, so don't be idle. Be idle. Extraho, extrahera is to pull out, to drag out. It depends. If you're pulling it, it means the wheels are upright. If you're dragging it, it means it's turned sideways. But it's basically traho, trahera. And it's where we get the word extract from. Frustra, you absolutely are right. This is where you get the word frustrated from. This means in vain. Haireo, hairere. This means to stick. For years and years, I didn't know any English words for this, and then it occurred to me the word adhere is when something that's glued, it adheres to something else, and that's where you get that from. Moveo, movere. It's literally where you get the verb move. Okay. Let's see. Culpa, culpae. This is where you get culprit, culpable, culpability, things like that. I believe in Spanish, if you say forgive me, you say discúlpame or something like that. Tua culpa. This is an ablative of cause. There's a new ablative in town. Ablative of cause. It is because of your fault that such and such happened. Okay. Quisium. Just leave it alone for now. It means light two-wheeled carriage. You're going to have to write that all the way out. Interpello, interpellare. Interpello, interpellare. This is to interrupt. This is to put yourself between two people and disturb them. Placide. Placide. This is an adverb that means peacefully. That's where we get placid from. Quod can also mean which. So you can use quod as because, but you can also use it as a relative pronoun when you're referring to a thing which. Okay. Celerime. Celerime. This means very fast or the fastest. This is an adverb. We saw celeriter before, so it's related to that. Noster. I think we saw that in the previous chapter. Devertebat. He was turning aside. Okay, that comes from deverto, devertera. So it says he began to turn aside. Cross that out and say he was turning aside. I don't care if it sounds worse. But this is where we get diversion from. Periculum. This means danger. Just leave it alone for now. It's where we get peril, perilous. Okay. Ars, artis. This means art, but it also means skill. Okay. So an artist, an artificer, things like that. Let's see the word art. Honestly. Ago agra. Now this is a special verb. This is a third. Ago agra is a verb that means to do whatever it is, that thing that you're doing. So if you're in a chariot, you are driving the chariot. If you are in Congress, you are debating in Congress. If you are in an army, then you are marching in an army. Like there's all kinds of meanings for ago agra, and it's very context specific. So it's to do that thing. So in this instance, it means to drive. Okay, it's where you get the word agent, by the way. Tu ne spectabas. Now, cover up the ne and you've got tu, right? So tu spectabas, you were watching. But tu ne means were you watching? So the ne makes it a yes, no question. Komotus. Komotus could, first off, it could be feminine as well, komota. It could be moved, as in like inspired. It could be inspired. It could be upset. There's a lot of, it could be disturbed. It could be a lot of different things, okay, komotus, okay, thoroughly moved. If you turn the page and you look at the bottom of page 107, you see olivetum, oliveti. We're going to get into what that's all about next chapter. Right now it's just a gift. This is an olive grove, okay, and obviously you can see the word olive in there, okay? All right, so that's all the glossary. What I want you to do now is read pages 109 through 111. It's fun stories of Roman mythology, and it preps you for the next few reviews. Okay? I'm going to hit the button.